that wasn't job one. It was to be true to what this goal was. And truly, it was an illustration of how love can change anybody, anyone, and that the hardest heart can be melted by love and the desire to be better.
Thank you.
So y'all, we are going to transition to some audience questions in just a few moments.
Wait, you can still say transition in Florida?
OMG, everything.
He's gonna be here all day, ladies and gentlemen.
Say it as proudly as we can. There are 2 microphones in the aisles that you can line up at. When you ask your question, please share your name. Let us know where you're from, and please share your question. So while folks are sort of coming up with their questions and getting in line, I want to ask y'all, obviously you've sold us on how incredible this work is and how incredible this career is. What is something that you want people to know? We often hear sort of, how do I get into this career? But what is something you want to make sure people are aware of that are pursuing voice acting and pursuing performance?
I always say you have to love it like nothing you've ever loved before, right? Because it's an industry that's fair weather, it's fickle, it's unpredictable. You have to divorce and disassociate yourself from almost like what Chris said, from financial gain, even though you want to be making the financial. Do it for the passion, do it for the creativity, take the classes, watch the thing, get creative, get your own microphone set up, put yourself on tape, make your own short film, make your own animation. I'm just saying, have the sovereignty and the agency to do it for the passion. You're gonna learn, you're gonna get your content out there. You all, from a generation with YouTube and all the different ways to put your art out in the world, is what I would say. Alongside of, try to get that agent, try to get those opportunities, meet people and whatnot, but don't wait for them to be telling you can do your craft and your art and your passion. You just gotta do it.
I'm just gonna tell it like it is. Do something else.
He just nullified everything I just said.
No, I'm qualified.
Okay, here it comes.
It's a shitty industry. It's not a meritocracy. What you put into it is not what you get out of it. Make sure that you can't do anything else, because it tries to take your soul. It tries to tell you that you're nothing. It tries to tell you you're not worth anything. Make sure that in your heart, in your soul, this is what you want to do. This is the only thing you can do to be happy. Because it literally is soul-wrenching. It makes you doubt everything about yourself. And even when you do achieve some modicum of success, it continues. You didn't get this job because you were the best person for the job. It was happenstance, circumstance, and you should be happy you're working. Learn your craft, make sure you love it. Because it's very rare when you get out of it what you put into it. I've got 2 children who are in the business, and my oldest won a BAFTA, 4 years before I did. So he thought his career was off and running. In the subsequent 4 years, I think he got 3 jobs. Didn't work for 2 years. And I could see what it was doing to him, spiritually, mentally, because I went through it. The year before I got Stargate, I was ready to quit. I literally was ready to quit. And my mother said, give it 1 more year. So I'm watching my son go through this, and it's gut-wrenching, because anyone who has kids, the worst feeling ever is for your kids to be in pain, and you can't do a damn thing about it. So You know, it truly was, and I know him. I know, like, he's got a theater degree. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do with that? And it really is. I've watched him, and I've watched him grow up on sets, and that truly is where he feels at home, and he doesn't have a choice. He has to do it. So it's that painful. And thank God, last week, got a lead. Got a lead. So I'm so proud of him for this. But I honest to God, I would not wish this on anyone. So just make sure this is really, truly in your heart of hearts what you want.
I just want to put something on the tail of that because he's so right. It was kind of a good segue. Is that do it because you love it, yes. Do your own stuff, yes. And just make sure that your life is filled like a full circle, right? That's only one little piece of the pie. You've got your family, you've got your friendships, you've got your, whatever your spirituality or religion is, you have, you know, even other jobs, other aspects of creating income so that you know that you're making an imprint in the world, you're leaving a legacy behind. It's not all hinging on this one little piece of your pie. Be the starfish. The starfish has many extensions, right? And in the hub of it is your heart and is you. So don't just let one piece define your value, because that is when it will crush your soul. We hope we didn't depress you. We hope.
I hope we did.
Do you see how this is frickin' frack?
No, I hope we did, because you'll give it a long hoop for anyone who's thinking about it. You'll really be honest with yourself. And if this is truly it, welcome and all the best to you. And if you're on the fence, do something else.
And get a good therapist.
All right, we're gonna start with our first question right over here.
On that cheery note.
Very much a truthful and soulful thank you. The God of War series wasn't something that was very prevalent in my life as a kid growing up, obviously.
Well, good, because there's a lot of fucking.
Yeah. But as you were saying with 2018, that came at the right time for me, and it felt very therapeutic, and as a result, I have a very close connection with all the games now. And so I watched the documentary,
Are you gonna ask
and I understand all the things that you guys went through.
What question are you gonna ask?
On a personal level, on an artistic
I was
level,
gonna ask him, like,
and
he was
truthfully, from the
describing
bottom
it
of
as
my
like the
heart,
perfect experience.
thank
I'm gonna
you.
ask him if there's like any time where he really did get frustrated. I'm probably gonna ask him if he's looking to contribute to another God of War game, or no.
These actors usually don't answer to
Hi,
that
our next question.
because usually they
Hi,
don't say if they actually are.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Julian. I'm from Broward.
Hey, Julian.
So
I've been to jail, bro.
first, I want to
I
say
can
thank you
actually say
guys.
that about a lot of cities. But go ahead.
First, I do want to say thank you guys. This game means a lot to me as a fan of video games and mythology. If you guys could be any DC character, whether villain or hero, who would you think you would play?
Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, period. I was born to play her. I am her no matter what. Yeah.
Any DC kid?
Yeah, villain, hero.
Green Lantern.
Corey would approve.
And you know, they're doing Lantern. So that came from when I was young, because I think Lantern should be younger than I am. But I've always really wanted to be Green Lantern, you know. So I hope whoever, have they cast someone yet?
Yeah, they cast Aaron Pierce for Jon Stewart.
Oh, interesting. That might be really good. That might be really good. Fucker. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello, my name is Jamie from Jacksonville. And when you were playing the roles as Freya and Kratos, was there something that you could get from those characters, whether it be a lesson or a new perspective that you took into your personal lives?
I mean, so many. Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway was to trust my intuition. Freya is the goddess of love and many things, right? And so I think she had this propensity, even as being a mother, to throw herself into a situation and try to be a salve to heal it, broker the peace between the Aesir and the Vanir, even though probably people around her and her council were saying maybe not a good idea. Because she leads with love. And sometimes love, your heart can war against your brain, right? So you got your brain, kind of intellectual, your heart, this emotional thing, but your gut always knows the truth. It's that little voice talking to you. Bring a pencil today. You're like, I don't need a fucking pencil. Bring a pencil today. Why do I need a goddamn pencil? An hour later, you needed a pencil. You're like, that's so weird. This morning, I had this little voice that told me, bring a pencil. I mean, all of us have been there, right? I hope you brought your pencils. No? Okay. But the point is, it taught me to, I think when she finally got to that place of stillness and she had gone through quite the journey, from revenge, vengeance, all the way to forgiveness. And even when she was pulling out that stone from the anvil, very much like Arthur or the Arthurian legends, she couldn't bring it through force or willing it. It was through surrender that she finally was able to. It came to her. And that was that stillness that she finally found. She wasn't still at the beginning of the game. You guys remember that blood-curdling scream, Kratos, like, I wanted blood. I wanted this man's head on a spike. And then all the way to him being one of my best friends and repairing the realms together. So maybe she would have saved herself all that turmoil and journey, but all of that gave her the wisdom to, I think, finally realize, start trusting your intuition.
For me, it was, both these games kind of mirror my own life. As I've said many times, the first game for me was a love letter and an apology to my children. When you're a kid, you don't know. It doesn't matter if your dad's working, if your dad's whatever. All you know is daddy's not home. And that dynamic for Kratos to not have been there for Atreus and then to try to change who he is for the better. It very much was kind of how I felt as a man and a father. I wasn't there for so much of my kids' early childhood. Like I never saw any of their first steps, never heard any of their first words. Never, and because I was working, but to a child it doesn't matter. You're just not there. So truly that's what it was for me. The second game was I had been this man who lived
Take my
one
spot.
way,
I gotta go either way.
decided to change my life. And it's still hard for me to accept that I have found this place where I'm accepted or celebrated, or it's still very hard for me to wrap my head around it. So that scene where Kratos sees the triptych at the end where he's being celebrated, for me was the perfect encapsulation of my own journey. So it was truly a symbiotic relationship where hopefully I gave it as much as it in the game gave me.
All right, we're back to this side. Hello.
Hello. My name is Mickey.
Hey, Nick. Where are you from, cuz?
Fort Lauderdale.
All right.
So, you guys have fought Norse gods before. Norse. I was just wondering, which god or goddess of your choice would you fight if they were from Greek mythology? From your choice, who would you fight?
I mean, it feels like I'd go for Athena. It feels kind of on brand. Mainly because Athena's wisdom, right? Freya doesn't have a lot of that, so I feel like it would be interesting to go, and not at the forefront, at the very tail end she did, right? She's the goddess of everything. The one thing that they didn't list was wisdom. I'm like, interesting. So I wonder how all of the different attributes of Freya, let's see, love, beauty, sex, fertility, which they have listed as separate, which is very interesting, war, gold. I know, honey, I know. We'll talk later. We'll talk later.
I was just wondering why that's separate. I wondered
Why it surprised me. It's the Christian roots, baby. It's the Christian roots. We won't put you into it. Well, like sex and fertility. We're like
Christians don't just bang because of...
Well, no, it's pleasure. It's definitely pleasure. Like let's we are human as well. But it was just very interesting. Like fertility, obviously, procreation, sex, pleasure. Sometimes, wait, I don't need to give you guys a sex lesson. This isn't a sex education class. I apologize. Listen, I'm gonna get arrested. Stop it. All right. So gold, satyr magic, right? Like that's a lot of tricks in my bag, a lot of tricks up my sleeve. But then like there's Athena, and she's like a still point. I mean, and she is sort of a still point in the game as well, and she just like cuts right through with her wisdom. I would be interested to see if all my bag of tricks might be able to come up against her wisdom. We'd probably end up friends in the end, but
I think Kratos would Greek god of war. You know, let's throw down. So who's the real dude here? Yeah, I think that's to do battle to death. Who do you think?
Well, I'm just saying because you're not the same guy who played from the originals.
Right.
I was just saying like old Kratos versus like Hades would be cool or Poseidon would be awesome because I remember the day before my birthday, February 29th.
What, you want a gift? Like, you kind of threw that out just kind of...
The biggest gift was the fact that I had school the next day and I stayed up till like 4 in the morning playing God of War 3. It was the most wonderful thing in my entire life, definitely. It was great. And when I got to play 2018's God of War, soon to be Ragnarok, it was definitely an experience. So I thought it would be cool to like, because I see people talking online all the time, oh, old Kratos versus these guys.
Giving, loving human beings I've ever met. And just know, like, every day that we were on set, TC was with us. And just for the 20th anniversary, to, like, Eric had called and said, hey, can you come to my office tomorrow? I was like, why? I was like, because TC's coming. So, of course. So, you know, TC's been in this business a long time. Multifaceted, he's also a musician, singer, composer. So it's not a office you have to walk by the trophy case, which is quite substantial. So he walked by seeing, you know, Game of the Year, blah, 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 trophy. And I could see by the look on his face, he had no idea. He had no idea of what this series had accomplished. And a lot of it was him. So we go back to Eric's office and all the devs come in and they had put together a trailer, kind of mashing up TC and I. And we both started crying. And I was crying because this man who's so beloved had no idea of what place he holds at Sony Santa Monica, PlayStation, and just to see him receive it was one of the most beautiful moments that I've ever been a part of. And it was truly magical. The 20th anniversary where we got to share a stage, really got to publicly say how much we love this man. It's really cool. And I know that didn't answer your question, but fuck you, your birthday's not till February 27th.
But for someone whose birthday in July, that answer was a gift. We've got our next question right over here.
Hi, my name is Isaiah. I'm from Miami.
Yeah.
I'm an actor. I've been doing this for about like 2 years now. I'm in high school. I'm going to my senior year. And I recently got the news that my teacher, like my school is very poor. I have a poor school. So our teacher got surplus from our school, so she's no longer, my drama teacher is no longer part of the school because they don't have the money to support her in the drama program. So now and I love acting. This is something that I want to do for the rest of my life. but I'm at this point in my life that of this, that I don't know how to continue it. You know, I don't know where to go from here. How to start.
Are there any local, I hate to say the word in front of Chris, but are there any local theaters around? Like for, no, so
Got a couple years to waste.
Oh no, he's being facetious, obviously, like it's incredible education and also did plays are wonderful. Are there any theaters locally?
There are, but I want to get into movies and TV shows and all this stuff. And because I can start there.
Yeah, I would say there's probably going to be some workshops and on-camera stuff that you can learn. One thing that changed my life, because I started writing about maybe 12 or 13 years ago, and I just kept writing and writing and writing when that phone wasn't ringing, and it was giving me reason to create these worlds and these characters. So I would say the thing that did change that was when I met my DP, because I'm not a technical person, I'm more the creative. So if you're wanting to get into this, I would say find the technical component for you and build your team, build a production company. Like, who cares? Like, get it out there. But I would say also too, alongside of that, because you're going to learn a lot by doing, is also you still want to continue your education. So any other classes or things that you can take. And I'm so sorry to hear that about your drama teacher. I know how important that is in high school. It really affected and changed it was the foundation for everything for me. So do you have anything on that, Chris?
Yeah. That's fucking terrible, first of all. But you can't let it get in your way. Truly learn your craft. So even in your local papers and stuff, there's tons of colleges around here. They're always looking to cast student plays, student films, stuff like that. Audition for those, and I'm very much believe what you said. If you don't get a part, volunteer for the crew. Because people don't realize that part of being an actor is understanding how it's made, knowing lenses, knowing lighting, things like that. The more you know technically, the better actor you will be. Every actor that almost to the actor is also a technician, understands angles and lenses and when to, like, if you're doing a wide shot, like you're not giving a 100% performance, you know what I mean? And that's all stuff you learn by being on sets and by being part of it any way that you can. Now, the acting side, literally anything you can audition for. Because every time you audition, you go. But truly, the only time that you are completely autonomous in this business is the audition process. That's when you have 100% say over your character. From the second that you get the part, someone will say, well, he should be wearing this. Don't you think he should be louder here? Don't you think can I make a suggestion? You will never have 100% autonomy again. So audition for everything you can, kill it, and then realize your job's done. The rest of it's on your hands. You have nothing to say about who gets cast. Your win is going in and doing exactly what you want with a character, killing it, and you walk out. That's your win. So always, and forgive me if I keep it, I'm older, but we're kind of the same generation of actors. So we had to wait till people created projects for us to audition for. It's not that way anymore. Write your own shit. Write stuff for you to star in. And film it. Build your team. Film it. You get yourself out there. Don't wait for somebody to discover you. You do it. You are the master of your own domain. Be it. Thank you.
Good luck, Trevor.
Best of luck.
All right, we've got our next question right over here on this side.
Hi there, my name is Gus from Chile.
Hey, from Chile?
Yeah.
Wow, welcome.
Thank you. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
So two things really. One is a question for Chris, and the other one's just like a short little voice skit in the characters you respectively voice. Chris, in the fight with Tyr in Ragnarok, we obviously saw different weapons that Tyr used, and from what we can gather, there was Japanese mythology, Aztec mythology, and Egyptian mythology. Now, going into the future, if there's another God of War out there in the future, fingers crossed, what...
Holy shit, are you clever? You went a long way to ask, is there another one? That is to be commended. Hell yeah, Chile.
But on a hypothetical,
But
if there
continue.
were, yes, continue.
What mythology would you like to see Kratos kind of tag along, after Ragnarok Kratos?
For me, because the end of my career is very much in my vision, I've been I would love to see him go to Egypt. Because career-wise, it would be full circle, because obviously Stargate had so much to do with the Egyptian mythology. And to kind of bookend that with Egyptian mythology, I personally love it. But I have no doubt, if there's another one, that's me being coy. See, I'm not a very good actor. I just have such faith in our writers as storytellers that truly, on a professional level, I don't care because it's going to be great. But personally, I would love to see it.
All right. And you've been mentioning golf a lot, so I want to ask for both Daniela and you, Chris. Can I get a small, little skit of Freya, upset at you? Saying, in Kratos, where do you think you're going? And Kratos' response is, golfing.
You're pretty awesome.
I think you did it for us.
Kratos, the 8 realms need to be put back together. We made an agreement. The head talking on your backside told me we have to get this done. Okay? I'm busy with Valhalla. I've got the Valkyries now. I just need to know when you're going to show up, because tick, 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 the clock is ticking. Kratos. Kratos?
The motherfucking God of War is going golfing.
Thank you.
Leave it to the woman to do the dirty work.
So we do have just a few minutes left.
Oh,
we won't
please.
get to everyone's questions, but
Why
you're
not?
going to be here this
They're
weekend.
here at 12 o'clock on Friday.
What's the next question? Who's the next question? Here we go.
Hello, my name is David. I'm from here in Miami.
Hey, David.
I just wanted to ask, when you guys get these characters, obviously they're given to you with a script and an idea in mind, but I want to know how much of you guys have you bled into these characters? How much is Kratos and Freya are you guys?
I mean, every ounce. That's the short version. And then the long version is, I didn't realize how much, I always feel like we get role, and maybe Chris feels the same way. Every role that I've ever gotten felt like exactly what I needed in that moment in my life, and I had the access to the right resonance emotionally to pour into it, whereas maybe I didn't have a son die in my arms, but I had experienced loss, betrayal, grief, to such a dizzying degree that it was accessible. And Freya, to go from feeling scorned in a shell of what she once was to getting her wings back, but now on her own terms, now without needing that revenge, and finally letting go. I mean, she did not crush that little ball that Odin was in. That wasn't her. She finally said, I no longer need this to make me whole. It was so powerful. It was completely mirroring my life at the time. So every ounce of my mind, body, soul.
I would, if you don't mind me commenting, I wish you guys knew how true that was. I'll still say it every day, twice on Sunday. One of the finest actors I've ever worked with. Really never worked with anyone who was willing to put herself through what she put herself through for this character. That's the truth. I operate a little differently. Early on in my career, I So you get these guest roles or stuff in TV especially, and you go in and you give your everything. You watch it. While you're pouring your heart out, the camera's on the lead seeing his reaction to what you're saying. I wasn't aware. I thought in my heart of hearts, if I'm good enough, if I give enough, it'll stay on me. That's not the reality of it. So it's much more transactional for me. Very rarely do a studio and you as an actor see eye to eye what your worth is. So for me, it's transactional. I have a price that starts off with 100%. So wherever the negotiation ends, I literally make an intellectual choice. Okay, that buys 30% of my life's experiences, truly, and I never go over that. And I've operated this way the majority of my career, and it's kept me sane. Because you don't go and give everything of yourself, and it's never there. This was the first time, God of War was the first time in my career where everything lined up. Script, money, character, and I literally said to myself, you've got no excuses. You've waited 40 years for this. Now's the time to give 100%. And so there's no corner of my emotional life that I wasn't willing to put out. And it was the best decision that not only I've ever made, but they've ever made. No. So it's truly, and that was just a survival. I had to do that to stay sane, because I was the type of person that lived and died with every performance, every audition. It just wasn't sustainable. So I had to develop a way to keep myself.
It's actually pretty good advice. I should take it. Is it too late to take that advice?
Never too late. Well, I think we're all very glad that your agent sent you that audition anyway. We have come to the end of our time. I want to thank you both so much for your time, and thank you to all of you for your time.
Wait. So
is this our only panel?
With me that I know.
Come to our table, though. We're out there. If you have any other questions.
I thought we had other panels.
We might.
If we do, can at least the people that were in line to ask a question, if they're at those panels, can they come to the front so they can ask them?
Yes, remember who you are.
Yeah, if you check the app, they can see where else you are.
Okay. Well, we love being here with you guys today. Thank you for such thoughtful questions. Let's